All right, so today's video is going to walk you through investigation 1.2, part A, with some important vocabulary, because they include some important vocabulary at the beginning of this investigation in your book. So I thought it'd be a great opportunity to go ahead and just have these definitions on hand. Okay, so the first one is called a parabola. Don't call it a parabola, it's a parabola. Okay, so the definition of a parabola is the graph, and I've learned to use the text box instead of attempting to write it with my chicken scratch. So it's the graph of a quadratic function. Okay, and it's categorized by its U-shaped function, by its U-shaped look. Okay, and something that we're going to learn how to find and how to estimate is that a parabola has a line of symmetry, okay, that passes through a maximum or minimum point. All right. Okay. All right, so an example would be, again, what we kind of saw with our Desmos graph, is that U shape, right? And ours was a U pointing down, but it also can look like a U pointing up. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we kind of talked about is quadratic functions. You might have noticed that our new unit is about quadratics. So again, a quadratic is categorized by, again, its U-shape, curve, or its parabola, right? All quadratics have a parabola. And it contains, again, a min or a max point, okay? And later on, we'll add to this that quadratic functions have set expressions. Set expression, okay, of, really, this is a, and I'm going to do, so this is a squared, right? So it's ax squared plus bx plus, no, we wanted bx, not by. Autocorrect, stay out of this. Plus c, right? So it's a set expression of y is equal to ax plus b squared all right, and so again, that quadratic is going to have that U-shaped curve. It's going to have a min or a max, right? And our example of a quadratic was rectangles with a fixed perimeter. Okay, and then these next two vocabulary terms are review, but it's just, again, a good thing to remember. So we have dependent and independent variable. So independent variable, right, we know, our dependent is first. I always like to think independent's first, right? So for dependent, it says it in the name. I always like to think about dependent depends. And so I'm actually going to underline depends, right? So it very heavily, it depends upon another variable, right? Or is determined by the independent. Okay, and it's usually the y value. Okay, it's usually the y value. All right, so an example of this would be distance would be dependent on the time you spent in the car. Okay, we also know dependent can be the amount of money, the amount of people. In our example yesterday, our dependent was our area, right? Our area depends on our length and width. Okay, and then the last vocab term is independent, right? I like to again think about it. It's independent. It stands alone. It doesn't need anyone, right? It's its own person. So its value really determines the value of another, or in this case, our dependent. Right, and again, it's usually our x value. Okay, and so again, an example of what we just used, time, right, determines the distance you went.